Om Swastiastu. First of all, let us praise and gratitude to Ida Sang Hyang Widiwasa, God Almighty. In warm regards to all of us, may you always be in good health. I thank the supervisors for the time that has been given to me. It is an honor for me to be able to speak before an amazing audience to deliver my speech. Okay, I'm Deki Suardika. On this wonderful occasion, I'm here to give you a speech about love yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen for yourselves today what has happened to you? You will probably understand how important it is to love ourselves for yourself. But maybe you are not aware for every change that is in you that occurs as a result of things that you should not use a reference or change in yourself. Unconsciously, you hurt yourself oftentimes, not physically, but psychologically. You often assume yourself stupid, ugly, too fat, to him or another to do anything. That assumption can make you criticize and scold yourself until finally you will feel more disappointed and self-loathing. Sometimes you give yourself reinforcement that you are the victims of your own treatment. Look at now. Look at how Michael Jackson, in every change that occurs in the face of the artist, saying and relying too much on high standards and expectation made him always want to do a lot of change to the shape and part of his face because he was not satisfied, so that there was more than one operation that he did to achieve his satisfaction. So far, do you understand what I mean? Okay, let's see again what we can learn from it. That the artist has shown that he has dissatisfaction about the shape of his face, that he made a lot of changes to his face. Whether or not the artist realizes that he has shown an attitude that he doesn't love himself and even left him dissatisfied until his last surgery. You all probably know that self-love is an individual's assessment of self-respect through an implied and non-verbal attitude towards himself and describes how far the individual values himself as a person of skill, meaning, worth, and competence. So, it doesn't take too long to open. Okay, let's get started to the point of my speech about loving yourself. By saying something like, I'm a fool, how fat I am, I should not do anything, I just make things worse. It calls self-criticism. It can hurt yourself and make yourself feel insecure. Also, it will make you consider yourself weaker, worthless, and unhappy. Do you often do that? If so, there are more beautiful ways to love yourself. I will show you. The first, focus on yourself, not just the outside of yourself. What is your excess? What you really need? What you really want? You do not need to refer to other people's achievement or other people's look about you, but you need to try to talk to yourself, to know more about your personality as a whole. When you have fully identified yourself, we will be able to build a chart to deal with whatever is outside yourself. You will not be easily consumed by the judgment or achievements of others because you already know what is the best for yourself. Number two is don't criticize it, but accept it. Not criticize it, but accept it. It means you respect and love yourself, no matter what happens. However, it does not mean you will forget to evaluate. To evaluate yourself. Self evaluation is done to understand what really happened. When you find the reason behind, and even that, of course, you are able to keep going in life. And number three is love yourself. If you can look at yourself lovingly and regardless if the inherent scars, you will be stronger to face the problems. You will not hurt yourself again, even if the only was spoken. When you already can love yourself, it will be more beautiful to love others, right? Yes, right. I get a quote from Julie Charles' writing, which states that there is an amazing power getting to know your inner self and learning how to use it and not fight with the world. If you know what makes you happy, your personality, interests, and compatibilities just watch them, and everything else flows beautifully. The above sentence is a sentence that we can make as guidelines how we see, organize, and maintain the personality of ourselves. Personality is a crucial thing for a human. It makes a human have special characteristics and special in the eyes of others. Self-personality also help you socialize with the community. However, the personality of a person must really come from that person itself. It cannot be from the action or sentence of others. Someone's personality will not be determined by other views. It will be determined by ourselves. In this case, I will outline the reason why someone has to be themselves, and the factor can make someone personality. To begin with, I'd like to talk to you about the reason why someone have to be themselves. Be ourselves means we accept that God has been gives us science the day we born. In addition, there are some reasons why you have to be yourself. First, you will find what you want. If you become who you are, you will understand what kind of person you really are, and you will become what you want. Your life will be more easy and simple if you are honest with yourself. Second, being someone who is not yourself will not produce anything. You just add some burden for yourself and will make yourself feel pressured. It will make you unhappy because you have to act to please others, not to yourself. Show your true identity to others. It's up to them to like it or not. Third, people will appreciate you more by showing yourself. People will respect and like you more. And without you knowing, you will show integrity that will not be found in others. I want to give you one example. Aukarin, one of the famous influencers of Indonesia, for example, initially admit she only heard what her friends said. She was influenced by her friends, so she unknowingly followed whatever her friend wanted and became she was not. Everyone in Indonesia judged her and gave her a little as bad influence for your young age. She felt under pressure and depressed during that time. But now she became herself and began to get a positive response from the people of Indonesia. And now I'd like to move on the factors that make someone personality. There are 7 factors, namely spiritual trust, family, friends, social environment, informal and formal education institution, media that they use, problems and centered. We can know if the factors I mentioned earlier are the things everyone gets. Therefore, it is a factor that is very capable of influencing the style of thinking and feeling. At every point of the factors, people should be careful. If they misjudge their fate, they will be someone they are not. A mistake on one factor can make a person's personality block. My friend, who is very good on singing and has a beautiful voice, several times being interrupted by our other friends, and they mock if his voice is not good, and he better be quiet. And finally, as long as we went to school, he never sing again, and instead become an introvert. Loving ourselves is an important thing in our life. Without us realizing it, by loving ourselves, we will have a positive outlook on life. We can feel life without need to think about the burden that leads to stress. By increasing self-love, we can also feel happy in a simple way. Often we focus too much on the shortcomings that exist in ourselves. We tend to think about other people say, so that we become stressed. We only spend time on our shortcomings and mistakes, and just lament the adversity as if our shortcomings and mistake will remain forever in us. Sometimes we forget that in addition to our shortcomings, we also have advantages. We pay less attention to ourselves and focus too much on other people's views, which makes us dissatisfied with ourselves and forget that there is something called self-improvement that can make us even better. Self-improvement instead will not be realized if we don't immediately self-love in ourselves. There are many ways to love ourselves, such as learning to forgive ourselves and let go of what was happened in the past, because what happened in the past cannot be changed. Make mistakes or failures in the past as learning material to change to become a better person. In addition, we also often hear the term me time. Me time, yes, or time for ourselves to clear our minds. Loving yourself can be by giving space to express yourself for what was being buried. We don't need to buy expensive things or eat fancy food as a form that we love ourselves. But self-love can be manifest as simple as doing the things we like or enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, someone's personality has to come from their inner self. If you become who you are and do not think about the opinions of others, it means you appreciate yourself and love yourself for what is it. Take care of yourself and pay attention to everything around but make that a reminder if being yourself is the best thing you can do. So this is why I want you to start love yourself, because people cannot determine our personality. Love yourself, be yourself. Thank you. I'm Deki Suardika. Thank you for the time and goodbye. Om Santi 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 Om.